starting to lose daylight, and I've lost track of my friends, and I think I might have to spend the night in the woods. I didn't really come prepared for this. Well, I'm afraid to go any further. We're losing light quickly. And I'm afraid I'm just going to drive into the dark and be left without a shelter overnight. This is summertime in central Ontario. So you wouldn't think it'd get too crazy cold, but it certainly gets cold at night. It's not freezing anymore, but it wasn't very long ago we were having frost in the mornings. And I don't have many provisions here. Just a tripod, a camera, a 15-year-old four-wheeler. But, like every well-prepared person, I do have a few things hidden in this four-wheeler under the seat. Like many four-wheelers, there's a hidden compartment in here for putting your ownership and your papers and keep it dry. I did store away one of these emergency blankets for just an occasion like this, and an everyday space blanket. This might be the opportunity to try these out. I do have a bag of tools, a little bit of wire. Don't know what I'm going to need that for, but you never know. A cheap multi-tool. A couple lighters. A couple beeswax candles. A little bit of twine, and that's the last of it. Tire pressure gauge, I don't know what to do with that. Probably nothing. I do have a bungee cord and a piece of poly rope that's going to come in handy, I think. So we'll see what I can do. I'll make some sort of a shelter. I'm going to leave the four-wheeler parked right on the trail. It doesn't get used very often. As you can see, there's not much evidence of use. But if someone does come by, they're not going to miss me, because I'm going to be parked right in the road. Alright, I'll see if I can get a shelter together and get a fire going, and I'll get back to you. I was going to use this emergency blanket as some sort of a lean-to of sorts, but it looks awfully small. I'm going to have to think of something different. Maybe I'll lay on top of it, or I'll make some sort of a use with it, but this isn't cutting the mustard. This saw that came with this inexpensive multi-tool was pretty much useless. I guess you get what you pay for. Starting the fire was pretty easy with abundant quantities of white birch bark like this and a Bic lighter. I got the fire going in a few seconds. This has been going for about 2 minutes now. I decided to use this space blanket as some sort of a heat reflector for now. Maybe I'll lay on it later or put it on top of me. For now I might stop the wind. The bugs are a little bit bad. But if it gets too crazy I can stand in that smoke and that'll get rid of them. We have a fallen poplar tree here that's Not crazy dry, but it'll work once the fire gets going. There's all sorts of fallen dead wood. Something like this, the dead maple stem that was leaning up off the ground, so it stays relatively dry. I can see some other dead trees in the bush around me, so it's not going to be too hard to find wood for the fire. The really small pieces of wood you can break with your hands. Gets a little bigger, you could use your knees, and bigger yet, you could thump it up against a tree like this. And once your fire gets going, you don't need to cut them up into traditional 16-inch firewood pieces. You don't need to split them. You can have them sticking out 4 feet. Once they get burnt in half, you can put the 2 halves in the fire. It's not like you got a small box stove you're trying to fill up. So I got some more work to do before the sun goes down completely. This is my SOL emergency blanket I got out of the 4-wheeler. SOL means something else, like it's supposed to mean survive outdoors longer, but I call it stuff out of luck. Either way, it means the same thing. Let's take a look at it. Seems to be just another emergency blanket. I thought it was going to be a sleeping bag of some sort. But I'll see if I can wrap myself up in that tonight.